Hello guys, welcome to the video. Enoch Tales of War in Antarctica, the trigger. Okay, more findings in this incredible book, guys, the Book of Enoch. Now, and I want to talk to you about a few things I've found in a couple of chapters there. Now in chapters 96 and 100, I found something about Enoch telling us about a war in Antarctica. And this part is very serious, guys, because if this is correct, and I'm correct, when this war starts, it will trigger not only Judgment Day, but the coming down of the archangels to begin the final destruction of the fallen angels. It's big time. And before I go on, I want to talk about the archangels, because they're the elites. These are the guys that they're throne angels. These are the elites. These were around in the beginning. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's things that God has created that we're not even aware of. Because don't think He stopped cooking, because after we've got our knowledge of what we know, God's always cooking, and who knows what He's created. And there's going to be all sorts of new angels and things, but the reason I mention the archangels, the throne angels, they are the angels that surround the throne of God, and they're important. They are elite, and they were around in the beginning of all of this. And I want to point out who they are, and I'll tell you who they are, because they're important in all this. And so put the old reading pins on, guys, and let's get to it. So these are the throne angels, and I'll put them up on screen when I edit the video, guys. So, okay, the archangels. We have 10 of them here in this book. The Manual on Angels, guys, brilliant book as well. We have Metatron, Raziel, Cassiel, Zadkiel, I'll get this right, Zadkiel, Samuel, Michael, Anael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Sandalphon. Complicated names to spell, guys, but there you are. I'll put them on screen. There's the 10 archangels, divine energies. Now these guys are going to be involved, and when they come down, look out. And so if this kicks off like I'm thinking, and now I'm decoding this book, this is a serious time, guys. So let's get into it a bit. And also in here I've found tellings of let's change the glasses because I can't see the script. I found tellings of the poisoning of our water, i.e. the fluiding up of the water. Enoch telling us about flying craft, UFOs in the waters of Antarctica, the coming of Christ. Yes, I did just say that. And Enoch even telling us when we will understand this book. And I think that's now, guys, isn't it? So hold tight, guys, and I'm going to get into chapters 96 and 100. And let's get into it. So let's get my page. Right. Okay. Right. Chapter 96. And the underline is grounds of hopefulness to the righteous, woes for the wicked. Alright. Be hopeful, you righteous, for suddenly shall the sinners perish before you, and ye shall have lordship over them according to your desires. And in the day of tribulation of the sinners, your children shall mount and rise as eagles. Now that's airborne. So he's talking about, he's seeing us go airborne, which is amazing for its time, because there certainly wasn't any aircraft around when Enoch was around, I can tell you guys. So he's seeing us go airborne, rise as eagles, and higher, now this is important, and higher than the vultures will be your nests. Now higher than the vultures will be your nests. So that sounds quite crazy, doesn't it? Now think about this. What have we got today? The anti-gravity machines, the flying discs and all that. We know they've got them and all this, guys. Now what would Enoch be seeing, and how would he wouldn't know what a flying disc was back then, so how would he describe it? Seeing people inside something that was circular, disc-like. The only way he would describe that possibly is as a bird's nest, rising higher than the vultures, and higher than the vultures will be your nest, as in people in the nest, higher than the vultures. Do you see, guys? You know, I'm just trying to decode this in this time, because it's this book could not have been understood even 10 years ago. This is why it's important now, because it's being decoded now. It can only have been understood in this day. Okay, I'll read on. And higher than the vultures will be your nest, and ye shall ascend and enter the crevices of the earth. Okay, now, ye shall ascend and enter the crevices of the earth. Now, didn't we just find over the last couple of years, guys, these on the Google Maps in Antarctica, these openings where these flying discs and triangles were coming in and out, big openings. Didn't we just find that over the last couple of years? Now, we have to look very carefully at this. Okay. And ye shall ascend and enter the crevices of the earth. Now I'll put some pictures up of those openings in Antarctica, crevices of the earth, which have only just been found as recent years. And the clefts of the rock forever as conies before the unrighteous. Now where have the fallen angels been found? In Antarctica, in the crevices, in these openings. And it's telling us here, guys, it's telling us here, right here. We wouldn't have known this 5 years ago. This is why this book cannot have been deciphered even 5 years ago. But now, with what's going on in the world and what we've got to go on, it can be. And the sirens shall sigh because of you and weep. So sirens, I'm going to look further into what this could possibly mean, guys. Alright. Wherefore fear not, ye that have suffered, for healing shall be your portion, and a bright light shall enlighten you. Bright light will enlighten us, and the voice of rest ye shall hear from heaven. So this is hopeful, guys. It's not all going to be tribulation and the terrors that we are living in today and now and suffering. There is rest for us. There's going to be a time where we can breathe, because we keep coming up for air and they keep coming up and pulling us down again, guys, don't they? Okay. Woe unto you sinners, for your riches make you appear like the righteous, but your hearts convict you as being sinners. And this fact shall be a testimony against you for the memorial of your evil deeds. Woe to you who devour the finest of the wheat. Now, I've got to stop there. Woe to you who devour the finest of the wheat. What could that mean? Well, we know about these the sacrifices, the child sacrifices, and what would be the finest of the wheat? it would be the little ones, wouldn't it, guys? The babies, the finest of the wheat. And we know it's going on. So we're being told there, woe to you who devour the finest of the wheat and drink wine in large bowls and tread underfoot the lowly with your might. Woe to you who drink water from every fountain. Now this is important. For suddenly shall you be consumed and wither away, because you have forsaken the fountain of life. Now what our fountain of life, guys, is water. We cannot survive without water, can we? And that would be the fountain of life. And this is what I'm saying, because ye have forsaken the fountain of life, they're fluoriding the water up, just like Hitler did in the concentration camps, guys, to keep them dumbed down, so they wouldn't be thinking. And they're doing it now to us. So there we go, because you have forsaken the fountain of life, fluoriding up the water. We're being told, guys, we're being told. Woe to you who work unrighteousness and deceit and blasphemy. It shall be a memorial against you for evil. Woe to you, ye mighty, who with might oppress the righteous, for the day of your destruction is coming. In those days many and good days shall come to the righteous, in the day of your judgment. Very serious. That's 96, guys. Now, if that doesn't tell us a lot, I mean, I come across this and I knew what it was near enough straight away. I thought, and I've been marking off in pencils and lining things up, guys, as I'm going through this. I'll just show you, because as I'm reading it line by line, I'm finding it, and I just know what it is. I wouldn't have been able to do this 5 years ago. I would not have known what this book was talking about, but I do now, for some reason. So let's go to chapter 100. Alright, guys, I've marked this judgment and safety, fallen angels in Antarctica. It's chapter 100, and the underline is the sinners destroy each other, judgment for the fallen angels, the safety of the righteous, further woes for the sinners. Alright, guys. And in those days, in one place the fathers together with their sons shall be smitten, and brothers one with another shall fall in death, till the streams flow with their blood. For a man shall not withhold his hand from slaying his sons and his sons' sons, and the sinner shall not withhold his hand from his honoured brother. From dawn till sunset they shall slay one another. Right. And the horse shall walk up. This is interesting, guys. I think this is where I stumbled on the UFO thing in Antarctica. And the horse shall walk up to the breast in the blood of sinners, and the chariot shall be submerged to its height. The chariot shall be submerged to its height. So with a chariot underwater. And we're looking at Antarctica with the crevices in the cracks in the openings of the earth. They have been found in the rocks of Antarctica. This is where we are, guys. The chariot shall be submerged to its height. Now we know when Admiral Byrd went to Antarctica in 1946, between 1946 and 47, with Operation High Jump, there was a battle out there, and he had a battle with the flying disc, didn't he? And he come back, he said, our biggest threat is out there in Antarctica. And then they shut him up. Now, and then here we are again, and the chariot shall be, and these discs, Admiral Byrd said, came out of the water, and they shot from one end of the poles to the other. He was saying they were phenomenal, and he lost that battle. He got seriously filled in and kicked in. Fallen angels, 1947 technology against the fallen angel technology. Ain't gonna work, is it? And the chariot shall be submerged to its height. So we're looking at craft coming out from under the water. This is what it was saying there, guys. And in those days the angels shall descend into the secret places. The secret places. Well, what's the most secret place on earth, guys? Antarctica. Because no one can go out there. It's sealed off. You are not allowed to go there. Into the secret places and these secret openings in Antarctica. This is what it's telling us, guys. So, in those days the angels shall descend into the secret places and gather together into one place all those who brought down sin. All those who brought down sin. Who's that? The fallen angels. And the Most High will arise on that day of judgment. The Most High will arise on that day of judgment. So we're looking at the archangels coming down, and this is, we are looking at the coming of Christ, the coming of Christ to save his own. And the Most High will arise on that day of judgment to execute great judgment amongst the sinners, the coming of Christ to save his own. So there we are, guys. Okay. And over all the righteous and holy he will appoint guardians from amongst the holy angels. This is where we're going to be safe, guys. I think things are going to get a lot worse before they get better, but we're going to be safe. As long as we're on the right side, that is, guys. I know you are. And over the righteous the holy will appoint guardians from amongst the holy angels to guard them as the apple of the eye, until he makes an end of all wickedness and all sin. And though the righteous sleep and sleep long sleep, they will have nought to fear. And we have been in a sleep, guys, haven't we? And it's telling us right in our face right here. And then the children of the earth shall see the wise and security, and shall understand all the words of this book. To see and understand all the words of this book. And we're there, guys. I don't want to alarm you, but aren't we there now? We are understanding this book, and it's right here. And shall understand all the words of this book. You know, it can't get any clearer, guys, can it? Carrying on. And recognise that their riches shall not be able to save them in the overthrow of their sins. Woe to you sinners, on the day of strong anguish, ye who inflict the righteous and burn them with fire, ye shall be requited according to your works. Woe to you, ye obstinate of heart, who watch in order to devise wickedness. Therefore shall fear come upon you, and there shall be none to help you. Woe to you sinners, on account of the words of your mouth, and on account of your deeds, of your hands which your godlessness has wrought. Stern warnings. And this is Antarctica all over, guys. It's got Antarctica written all over it. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer than that, guys, does it? You know, on the journey that I've been on, I mean, as I told you guys, studying the UFO phenomena and aliens and all that, space aliens and that, for over 30 years, and I was hook, line and sinker convinced that I had it all nailed up, apart from one thing that I couldn't work out, guys, as I told you. But I sussed it, and all the roads of that journey, over all those years, and the one thing, because I kept searching, because there was one thing that was bugging me about them not being recorded coming in from deep space. Not one of them was ever recorded, because they weren't. They've always been here. That's why. And all those roads and all those investigations and the paperwork and the magazines, the DVDs, videos, blah, blah, books, all of it. All them roads took me down, ended up after all these years, because I was trying to find the truth, it ended up in Antarctica. And what did I find in Antarctica? Fallen angels and the Bible. My answers were in front of me all the time, but I was the wandering child trying to search for the other answers. There was an alternative answer, but they were right in front of me all the time, guys. Taking me 52 years to finally get the true answers. And what a journey it's been, guys. But this book is off the charts, guys. It really is, especially now in the days we're in, you know. And I think we've got some troubled times ahead of us, but there is hope, guys. It's gonna get sorted. Just be on the right side would be my message to you. So guys, I think if we're looking at a war that begins in Antarctica, when we see that war that kicks off in Antarctica, get ready, because I believe this is the trigger when everything you know as your world today will change for eternity. This is the trigger when everything's going to change. It's going to kick off. This is that moment that has been spoken about in history time after time after time again. You know, I don't want to be the doomsayer. I mean, how many times has people said the end of the world, the end of the world, the end of the world is coming? I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's the reshaping of it. And this is how it's going to be reshaped, and this will be the end of the fallen angels and the wicked. They will be wiped off the face of the earth, and we know all this is going to be recreated, so it's going to be smashed down and recreated to make way for the new. And I think, I don't want to be a doomsayer. It's not saying the end of the world. This is the big change, the big trigger that changes everything forever. And I don't want to be an alarmist, but I don't think there's a lot of time left on the clock, guys. I really don't. And that's why I urge you to get right with God, get right with Him. I mean, I've been a wandering child, and I will do a video about it, my tug of war with God, how I was always a wandering child. And I'll get into it, and I'll do that with you, because, you know, it's taken me quite a few times to get it right, you know, guys. And so this is incredible, guys, isn't it? And I'm going to carry on reading and see what else I can decode in it for you. I'll give you a top-up video over the next couple of days, guys, as I read on in this. And I think at this point in time where we are, guys, I'm just going to just keep going with the book. I'm not going to have any more distractions now. We're just going to keep going right the way through this book, because it's very, very important stuff, and I'm absolutely blown away by what I'm reading here, guys. So I think we're there for the minute, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll get further reading in the next video. I'll give you a top-up video, perhaps Monday-ish, Tuesday-ish, when I've done some more reading, to tell you where we're going with the next video and all that, guys. I'm trying to get as much out as I can at the minute. It's just, time is just running so fast at the moment. It's so weird, it's unbelievable, guys. So there we are, guys. As always, guys, until next time, you take care out there. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and I'll see you next time, guys, with more stuff from Enoch. See you later, guys.